Hey guys, if you have a tiny space, you need to listen up because I'm going to share with you 8 pro tips that's going to make your tiny space feel huge. So here's the deal. What you want to do is get rid of that starter apartment vibe that happens so much with small spaces. So your number one easy tip to getting your small space to look bigger is to embrace the monochromatic. Now, what do I mean by that? That means that your floors, your walls, your ceilings, all of them need to be chromatically the same and not interrupt each other. That's super easy to accomplish if you do the following. 1, you paint everything the same color, except the floor, of course. Everything, floors, trim, baseboards, doors, ceilings, walls, everything goes out the same color. Doesn't matter if it's light or if it's dark. As you can see, both ends of the light reflectance value spectrum can work to make this tiny space look bigger, but you have to commit. You have to do everything the same because the minute there's a line that's an accent color, it breaks the flow of the eye and instantly the space starts to feel puny. So guys, the second easy pro tip to make your small space look larger is to actually address your floor materials. Now, if you've got whatever it is, carpet, wood, tile, doesn't matter what it is, but if it flows throughout the space, you are good to go. And your only choice is this. Do you want an area rug or do you skip it altogether? And here's the tip, guys. If you're gonna do an area rug, you wanna keep it in line with the hue and value of the floor so it doesn't look like something super bright on top of the floor, which is another line that breaks your eye as it's moving across that floor. Plus, guys, floors are not focal points. You don't want people looking down when they come into your apartment, so keep that area rug quiet and matching the floor surface. Now, the third easy pro tip for your small spaces is you've got to think about it like it's a boat. Now, what do I mean by a boat? Boats utilize vertical surfaces for all kinds of storage. They're fantastic. You've got cubbies and storage shelves and cabinets and all kinds of spaces, and they use them all the way up to the ceiling. So that's what you need to do too. So look around your space and go, can I put storage above a doorway? That's a great solution. How about something over a bed? As long as you're not in earthquake country. Also, anything hanging over the back of a door, just think like any space that's empty could be a nook for storage for you, and you've got both happening in your space. Now, the next step for a pro solution for your small space to look bigger is room dividers. Now, I know that's sort of an oxymoron, but here's the deal. A lot of times within a small space studio or a single 1-bedroom, you need to break the space up just a little bit, even if you just need some privacy. So room dividers are fantastic solutions. There's lots of different choices out there. I really love the idea of something that is pierced. That can mean either glass, like you see here, or glass panels, or even something that's fretwork or something like that you can see through just a little bit. It indicates there's space behind it, but it also indicates that there's a little bit of a difference between the space you're in and the space you're looking at, okay? Second option that's really great is drapery hanging from the ceiling. I choose a ripple fold a lot because that's a good way to kind of cover something and have it be full height from the ceiling to the floor, which also makes the space feel larger. I prefer kind of lighter colored sheers as opposed to like a solid drapery like you see here, but you know, that's attractive, and he's made that look interesting with the painting hanging in front. So there's a lot you can do with that detail. Now, third item that you can use is storage. Like I talked about in the other tip, you really want to consider those room dividers to be something that you can put some things in. Bookshelves are great for that, or just go floor to ceiling with some options on storage in that. That's a great look. Now, the fourth one is really great because you've got the ability to move these around, but they are the folding screen room dividers that are classics. And this can totally make your style statement dial straight up the meter because they can be customed to whatever it is you want. I adore this little one with the florals. That's great. Something a little bit more Cali casual or beach with the woven rattan. That's fantastic as well. Or if you're in a studio, and you need a little bit of an entry experience, put something floor to ceiling like this bad boy that's so gorgeous and amazing and dramatic. So then that way, when your door opens up, there's a little bit of a stopping point that's beautiful. Now, fifth pro tip for small spaces is involving your TV. And everybody's got one, so we've all got to deal with it. If you can, here's the trick. Wall mount the puppy, and instead of putting something below it like a deep credenza that's maybe 20 to 24 inches deep, you want to do something like a built-in shelf or something super narrow like a slender sofa console so that it's not eating up quite so much of your storage space and you still get the benefit of having the TV in the space. So guys, number 6 pro tip for small spaces, and it's almost the most important one, is the strategic use of mirror. Now, mirrors are fantastic because they can reflect light if they're opposite a window or a light fixture, or they just expand the visual aspect of the space. I would think about using big ones, like these big leaner mirrors. Those are fantastic. Or you can actually get some big mirrored pieces and adhere them to walls in certain spaces, just like you see there, or put them behind shelving. It'll still reflect some light, even though the whole thing isn't showing. Mirrors are magic tools for your small space to feel huge. Now, the next pro tip on your small spaces is multi-purpose furniture. And this is a big category, guys, so listen up. There's a lot of ways you can absolutely hack your small space experience. Think about things like day beds instead of regular bed sizes. They're slightly smaller, but they make up and sleep well. Or how about storage beds? And that comes in a couple of options. You can bring the storage underneath the bed, which is great. Or like they've done here, some ways you can just attach the storage around a headboard, which is a fantastic idea. So there's lots of ways to consider beds. Now the next multi-purpose furniture item you want to think about is storage tables, because yes, they're surfaces, but they can also hold things. I love this little one that pops up at the top, that's great. Or think about poofs that the top lifts off. You can stuff a bunch of stuff in there, put the lid back on, you're good to go. Another couple of items that are super flexible for small spaces are things like bar carts on wheels. Oh, those can be great, and they can act as a little accessory table in a corner when you roll them in, shove them out of the way when you don't need it. Or how about a folding desk? That's fantastic because it slams up against the wall, nice and quiet, saves on floor space when you don't need it, and when you do, fold it down. It's great. It's a good little solution that way. Or how about things like this little end table that also holds magazines and a surface on top and on bottom, and it's on wheels. There's lots of good flexible options out there, guys. You just need to be strategic about it. Now, next up is the most crucial thing that you've got to pay attention to when you're dealing with small spaces and furnishing them, which is getting the scale of your furnishings right. Visually and actually, guys, I can't tell you how many times I've walked into a small space and they've had an oversized sofa in there. Here's the deal. There's lots of vendors and lots of opportunity for small space solutions. Think about things like a round table. Round tables take up less space but can get more people around them. They have more flexibility. I love this little 2-top, that's a beauty. Or this little 3-top in front of the fireplace. Those are fantastic little options for space saving needs when you're in a small space. Another option that you have to be super careful about is your seating options. You definitely want to think about things that are 72 inches or even smaller, maybe a love seat if you're looking for sofas. Now, these days, if you have a great little corner in a side, you can actually get small scale sectionals that are really good looking, will seat a number of people and fit into a smaller space better. All right, think about accessory chairs being a little on the slender side. Smaller tables, that's a big deal. And then think about how do the pieces present. Now, you want to line up with your furniture style, but can you pull them up on legs? Maybe that will work for you. It doesn't matter whether it's a traditional style leg or something super contemporary and lightweight like this one, but it lifts it up off the floor, which visually lightens the piece and helps the space flow better and feel more generously scaled. Another little trick on this one is absolutely nesting tables. Those are a great solution because you've got to usually skip the bigger coffee table because those are just built for larger spaces. But little nesting tables, little ones you can move around. I love this lucite one that's on wheels. That's a fantastic solution. Or how about one that's just a little trio of circles all put together? Those are great. You can spread them out, put them back together. Super flexible and good small space solutions. Now guys, I've got a bonus tip here. Many small spaces have angled or lowered ceilings on one side or both. Now, you don't have to lose that floor space. What you do is make sure you find something that's a low seating thing, like a beautiful bench or low-backed chairs. Tuck them back in that area, and it's like stealing square footage from your space, and it makes the whole space feel much more generous. So guys, if you like these tips, please like and subscribe. Comment down below if you can. Check out this playlist that I've created specifically for this video that gives you all the information on how to hack your small space like a pro. And if you have a small space, you want to check out my Design Space site where there's tons of resources on exactly what you need to do for your home. And I'll see you soon.